Hey everyone, it's Emily Vogel from Rap Women, and today I'm here with renowned stunt woman and the first African American stunt woman to coordinate a big budget picture. Please welcome Faye Baker.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me a part of this. I'm so excited.
We are so excited to have you, Faye. It's such an honor. And to kind of kick things off, I know a lot of us are very curious. How did you get into the career of being a stunt woman and a stunt coordinator? Is this something you've always wanted to do? Or, tell us about your journey.
Well, actually, I stumbled into the business. My background is in gymnastics in high school and college. And I was working as a probation officer, and this guy who was working overtime was like, "You look like you're athletically inclined. You ought to be a stunt woman." I said, "Stunt woman? Are you serious? I'm not jumping off anybody's building." So every time we come to our site, he would just like, "Please meet this lady at one of the stunt groups." I said, "I'm tired of this guy. So I'm going to go and I'm going to meet this lady." So I went up there and I met the young lady, the secretary, and I was like, well, maybe. And I still didn't take it serious. And then one time my girlfriend was dating a cameraman, and he invited all of us out to the Gladstones. And there was a stuntman in the group, and he was telling about being a stunt woman also. And I was like, well, maybe. And then I received a promotion and probation. And there was this guy, he said that his best friend was a stunt coordinator. Because I said, I'm thinking about being a stunt woman. And then he said, well, I have my friend. He's a stunt coordinator. I said, okay, well, I'll check him out. He connected us, and he was training his sons, and we started working out with his sons. Now his sons are working for big celebrities and everything. So we started training in Carson, Dolphin Park, and one thing led to another. I mean, I had my SAG after car was SAG then. As a young girl, I was in the Guinness Book of World Records, and I was representing Whammo and traveling with them, and doing television talk shows. So I already had my SAG card. So that was like an entry into the business, And my first job came from on the heat of the night. One stunt girl named Sharon Schaefer didn't want to do a job, or she had something going on, and she's like, "You have your SAG card?" I was like, "Yeah, I have it." She said, "I have this job. I'm gonna connect you with the coordinator." So my first job was on location on the heat of the night. So it was just about opportunity and timing, and I stumbled into the business. I didn't know anything about it, and as time went on, I kind of like got bit by the bug.
I love it. I love it. And I mean, I think, it's when there's so many little girls and when they imagine, being, having a career in Hollywood or in the entertainment industry, I feel like a lot of little girls are like, I want to be an actor. I want to be a pop star. And I think so much of that is because we see that. Like we see, actresses on television, we see female singers, but, I don't really think that we necessarily see or know about too many female stunt women or stunt coordinators. So I'm curious, did you have like a mentor or anyone that you looked up to in the industry, a role model, like a female stunt coordinator, or did you kind of pave your own path?
No, I didn't pave my own path. One of my friends, we both started the business at the same time. His name is Eddie Watkins. He's a stunt coordinator and a second unit director. So he stumbled into business, and actually he has been my mentor as far as, leading me into being a stunt coordinator. He brings me on his shows to be his assistant coordinator, and he kind of like guides me whenever I, need any questions answered. Him, and I also admire another stunt coordinator named Jim Vickers. He's always been there whenever I needed some information or any help that I need. So Eddie Watkins helped me a lot. And he brings me on, like the last show I worked with him was Insecure as a co-coordinator in his show. So right now we're just waiting for the next season to start, and hopefully we'll be able to do the same thing. So yeah, he's my mentor, and there's a lot of other stunt guys that I can actually, contact and ask them questions. And so those are the people who I look up to as far as my mentors.
That's great. And I mean, you mentioned Insecure. You have, I think, over 130 credits that you've worked on. You've done so much. What are some of, the other major titles that you've worked on, or actors or celebrities who you've been a stunt double for?
Well, my most memorable job that I really liked was working with Halle Berry on introducing Dorothy Dandridge. That right there was the most memorable, because I was a stunt coordinator on that show. And what it was, she specifically asked for women to be in key positions. And actually, Eddie Watkins went in for the job, and they told him that they wanted a woman, and he referred me. So that's really how I actually was able to secure that position on that show with Martha Coolidge. But my first big stunt coordinating job was on Sister Sister. Someone asked me to come in, she kind of like coordinate a double Dutch opportunity. That's the first time I saw my name as a stunt coordinator. But at the time, I was still trying to hit the ground and do those fabulous stunts that I hadn't achieved yet, that I really wanted to add to my resume. So I didn't really take stunt coordinating seriously until actually I started working on doing introducing Dorothy Dandridge. But I kind of like got off track because I created the Action Icon Stunt Wars Awards, and I did that for 10 years. So I was like out of circulation for a minute. But now, I've been going straight ahead just with stunt coordinating. That's where I am right now. But
That's
there's a lot of other shows I worked on. Yes, I probably worked to your question. I worked on Poetic Justice, Lethal Weapon, Green Lantern, NCSI, NCSI, who's NCSI? I'll get those letters mixed up, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So I worked on a lot of different shows. Yeah, and
that's
Family Reunion, just a lot of different shows. I've been in the
wow.
business since 1990.
Oh my gosh, you do it like that. That is unreal. You've done so many different kinds of genres and shows and movies. That's just incredible. Now was like there a moment where you kind of realized like, oh, I made it, or you felt really like I'm in this?
Well, my aha moment was actually just being able to work on the heat of the night, because you never have your first job on location. And my experience is this: they never told me I was going to be working on location. So they told me I have to come up to the studio. It was MGM Studio at the time, pick up my ticket. I said, ticket? Where am I going? Because nobody told me about all of this, whatever. So I went to pick my ticket up. And then one thing I remember is that they said they had to have a limousine pick you up. So back in the day, your time started from the time the limousine picked you up to the time they brought you back home. So I can get there because now I'm thinking everybody's going to be looking at me. I wasn't prepared for it, none of that. And then the irony of the story is this: after I got on the plane, the lady's like, "Hi, Miss Baker, how are you?" I was like, "Why is she talking to me? Why is she calling my name?" They don't tell you fly first class. That's another perk that comes with the business with stunt performers. You get to fly first class. And then after I got off the plane, they had a big sign, Faye Baker, MGM Studios. I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's way too much. So I never went to the guy right away. I walked all the way behind him and I tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, I'm LaFaye Baker." Because it was just overwhelming for me. I didn't know any of that. Nobody really prepped me for the business. And one thing I also remember is that they give you an envelope, and I never looked at the envelope the whole time I was there until I got home. It was your per diem, and it had money in it. When I got home, I had money. How about that? So I wasn't prepped. So that really was a highlight of my career. My first job was exciting, along with introducing Dorothy Dandridge. Those are memorable for me.
Wow. And I mean, being in the stunt world, I'm also sure that it's kind of scary. You have to be so brave. Was there any like memorable, crazy stunts you had to do, or any just crazy things you had to overcome?
I don't think we do anything that's crazy. I think people think we're daring and all that, but we're not daredevil, because we actually practice and try to perfect our craft and learn as much as we can from different people through training. So it's when you ask a stunt person if they have anything that they do that's memorable. I don't think we really. I just love everything that I do. It's just exciting. I can't remember anything that was just extraordinary. Okay, well, maybe the Green Lantern. I got to fly and hit in the air, doubling Angela Bassett, but for the most part, everything I do, I just love it. I just love the business, and it's exciting to get to travel, work with people, and do things that you love. And I always say they pay me to play, and I just love it. That's why it's really hard. Once you move from being a stunt woman and you reach a certain age limit, they're not going to hire you. So you have to figure out what is the next thing that you need to do. So right now, I think it's just being a stunt coordinator, female stunt coordinator, especially with the diversity happening now. It's time to make that transition and go full throttle and make sure that happens. So I'm excited about where I am right now as far as a stunt performer.
That's great. And as you're mentioning, pushing for diversity and inclusion within the stunt world, I think that, and I didn't realize this still happened, and I think it is crazy that they take male stuntmen and they put wigs on them to still play female actors, and that they take white stuntmen and paint them to look like actors of color. And I think that is so crazy that that's still happening. And I kind of want to know, like, what do you kind of have to say to Hollywood, and how can we prevent this from continuing to happen and give more opportunities to women within the industry and people of color within the industry?
Well, see, right now, the problem is that most people don't reach out They don't utilize their network to find out who is available. Sometimes they just want to hire their friends. But now we have something with SAG after the task force, and they're trying to eliminate all that to make sure that we have less paint downs, since paint downs are still existing. Because a lot of times when the people on location, it's hard for them to really know what's going on. But when people start talking about it, it's been brought to the forefront now because of the young lady who brought it up a couple of years ago when she was working on the show. People are more aware because people just didn't know it exists. It's about awareness, and now that the mass knows about it, it's just appalling. A lot of people are trying to do something different about it. It is discouraging because there are a lot of talented Black stunt girls, especially now. They are extremely talented. There's absolutely no reason as to why they need to paint someone down. Like, say, for instance, when I was working on the next week's show, I need a Black female skateboarder who could do a 360. There was not one stunt girl that could do this. And we reached out to the stunt world, the skateboarding world, and we found one young lady, and she just happened to come and she was able to do it. So it's about outreaching, and you can tap probably a person that has a particular skill to make that happen. There's just too many
Now,
talented young ladies out there. There's just too many talented young ladies, stunt women that are out there right now.
so I know, I mean, back in 2017, which was quite a way back now, the amount of female stunt professionals were less than 15%. Now, have you seen any progress within the industry at all? And do you have any, advice for young girls who are looking to break into this industry?
I think if you have an interest in the stunt world, you need to pair up with somebody who's already in the business and start training and learn the business and the craft, how to get in the business, just learn the etiquette of stunts, just in entertainment in general, and just train. We're always looking for people who are athletically inclined that possess this particular skill that can perform a stunt. But I think it's more important that you have to have a heart and you have to be willing to hit the ground and kind of like bounce back and not complain once you hit the ground for the most part. So that's really the train with someone who specializes in every instance from martial arts, car work, fights, motorcycles, high falls, and learn how to hit the ground, because the hitting ground is you're going to be coughing out a lot. Running from a scene or something like the American scene, which is for indie performers, that would be really something that you want to actually work on.
With this whole initiative and movement of getting more women and people of color into the stunt world, I know that you also have an organization, Diamond in the Raw, and you recently teamed up with Mary J. Blige on a campaign. So I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit more about the organization and some of the work you're doing.
So Diamond in the Raw is a nonprofit that I started in 2008. And what I wanted to do is educate young girls about careers behind the scene. As a female and African stunt woman, I noticed that there weren't that many women working behind the scene. So I just thought it'd be something great to introduce inner city or underrepresented young girls about careers so that we can change the imbalance of gender for women and also the diversity. So what I did was I met up with a couple of people, and our mission statement is the organization is devoted to empower and transform the lives of young girls through the arts. And through that program, we have several opportunities that young girls can, work on their life skills, learn about filmmaking. But as far as the Mary J. Blige and the Gold Bond, what we actually did, we were having a campaign where we're going to have a stunt workshop for teen girls, 14 to 17, to teach them or have the life experience of a stunt woman. That's pretty much what it is. So they're going to learn about fireworks. They may have the opportunity to sit in a car, whether it's a slide as a passenger. We just want them to feel it. So hopefully we can pique their interest of being a stunt woman. So that's what the campaign is really about, and how it works is we're looking for 10 girls to work in person. And basically you have to submit a video, explain to us, why you think you should be a part of this and show your strong strength. And the other people who are interested, basically they can participate virtually, but Mary J. Blige is going to post on her social media the 10 young ladies who actually are going to be participating in person.
Wow.
So we're really excited. It's along with Go Bond. Go Bond is one of our sponsors and with the campaign that we have going on. So I'm really happy that anyone's interested, they can go to www.diamondintheraw.org. It has more information about the program, our programs, and that particular program. That's called Skin Champion Stunt Workshop.
That is so great. And we'll be sure to also include a link to that in this
Okay.
article as well. But thank you so much, LaFay. This has been incredible learning about all of the amazing work you do. You are incredible and you're really, at the forefront of the industry. And we're so honored to have you. So thank you so much. And to all of our Rock Women community members tuning in, you can check out more interviews and articles like this on rapwomen.com. Thanks so much.